Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be rebuilding the motor for the Satsuma. And I'm eating something, so that's why you might hear a lot of ASMR as I'm eating and drinking water. So, let's get into it, guys. In my save, I have just got the Satsuma there, and I pulled out the motor with the motor hoist, so the motor is suspended up in the air. And I used my summer car editor to go and fix the hole in the block. But as you guys know, I do not trust my summer car editor. I just wanted to see if it was fixed, and there was a hole in the block, so we're gonna go and get a new block. And we're just gonna take everything off. I'm gonna show you guys the bolt sizes. This is probably gonna be an easy guide. I can get this done in probably 3 hours. That's how long. That's how many times I've blown up this motor. I know basically every single bolt size. But yeah, where's my Where is my hoist? Hey, give me my hoist, please. My motor hoist. There it is. I don't know where my motor hoist went. Shh. I basically just ripped the motor out of here, and we're gonna start disassembling it. And if you guys have a spanner set or a ratchet set, it's basically the same sizes. Like if I grab a 2, then you grab a 2 in the spanner. But some of the parts you do need spanners for to take off because they're like nuts, and the game's weird about nuts. Like like you have to go and take the nuts off with the. I get it, in real life you can't take nuts off with ratchets. Nuts that are like on poles and stuff, you can't take them off with ratchets. But yeah, the turbocharger set is over there. We're gonna get started by taking off the rocker cover. So let's get started. The rocker cover is a 7 millimeter, and there is about six bolts on it. And I have the GT cover, which is upgraded, so it just looks a little nicer on top. But yeah. So that's the rocker cover. And I'm gonna get a new rocker shaft, so I think that is like an 8. So I'm gonna take the rocker shaft off right here, and we're gonna replace basically everything in this block once again because I've done it multiple times. So I'm gonna take all the parts off and disassemble the whole motor, and then in the morning we're gonna go buy all the parts we need from the shop, drop this motor back in it, and drive this car home, hopefully. So we're gonna take the whole rocker shaft off right here. That is an 8 millimeter. The rocker shaft is basically just valves and all that. So the rocker cover is a 7 millimeter. The rocker shaft is an 8 millimeter. So they both, I think in theory they should both have the same bolt pattern, but the cylinder head has the same bolt size as the rocker cover. So it's basically a 7, and there's a lot of bolts holding it in. If you're doing this with a if you're doing this with a spanner set, it's going to be a lot slower because it's not going to be like gears in the ratchet set. In the ratchet set, you have gears that basically go back and forth and loosen everything, but in the spanner set, you don't really have anything to go and loosen everything down with, so it's going to take a bit longer, but I built this motor with a spanner set, and I'm disassembling it with a ratchet set. Same thing, same bolt pattern, same sizes. It's just the ratchet set is faster. You get to move the mouse wheel a little faster. Okay, so we are missing 3 pistons, people. 3 pistons. Make sure you guys take off the head gasket, or else you will not be able to buy a new block, which sucks if you're trying to get everything off. But to me, the cylinder head looks pretty intact. There's not a lot of problems here. You can tell that the cylinder head was not the course of our issue, so we don't have to take everything off. But if you guys are trying to switch up carburetors, these are either 8 or 7 millimeters to take off everything off the side of the cylinder head if you're completely trying to take everything apart and just never put the motor back together. But yeah, this should be off. But yes, so now we can go and take off the oil filter, which should have already been off, but it's not. we can go and take off the distributor with a screwdriver. And the distributors held in. So I'm gonna teleport the Hayosicko here because it's gonna get a little bit trips that you plan for next week. I can't get that song out of my head. I'm sorry, people. I'm not trying to go and do all this right now, so I'm just gonna go grab the Hayosicko, place it right here. I think that this is a little too bright, but hold on. Take off the grab anything mod. We're gonna go turn off the roof rack because the roof rack is definitely way too bright. Turn on this, go and turn on the lights. But yeah, so what we're going to be doing now is taking off the electrical. This should already have been on your motor when you yank it out, but you can either take it off as soon as you take it out or just leave it on and be lazy about it. But in order to buy a new block, you have to take literally everything off. If the cam is still in there or anything is still in the block, it will not let you buy a new one. Trust me, I was sitting in there for a couple days figuring out why I couldn't buy a new block from Flatari. And it's just a lot of hard stuff to go and do. But now you want to go grab a screwdriver and go to the alternator and take off the belt that is spinning the water pump, the belt, and the crankshaft. So you're going to go and take off the alternator belt, which is held in like that by the alternator and tightened up. So it's basically just held in like that. If you guys want, you can take the pulley off of the water pump. I wouldn't really recommend it if you're just gonna replace the block and the pistons and all that. I think you can replace the water pump, like if it's leaking or it's completely busted, you can go and replace it. But if it's like working fine and you check my summer car editor, you don't really have to take it off. But if you're like me and you want to replace everything, you'll probably take it off in the long run, anyways. So we're just gonna go and we're just gonna rip these bolts out real quick, you know. Shoot. Is that? Yeah, the water pump was already held in by that. The water pump is completely held in with only 7 millimeters. So you can go and take everything off of this water pump. And completely take it apart. There's another bolt behind here, isn't there? Yep, there is. Okay, so now that we have this water pump over here, your engine should look like this as of right now. There's no cylinder head, and you should have 4 cylinders in here. If you spit them out and they're all broken, then that's what happened to you too. Then that's okay. But right now you should be working on the side with the belts and the pulleys, you should have already taken off the water pump. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go and grab the 10 millimeter, and we're gonna go to the back of the alternator right here, and that is a 10 millimeter to take off this alternator. Then we have to grab, I believe it's an 8 or a 7. I'm gonna grab an 8 real quick. I believe this is an 8 millimeter to get off this top bracket, and it is not an 8 millimeter. It is either a 7. Sometimes bolt sizes confuses me. Yep, it's a 7. So you're gonna grab the 8, and you're gonna grab the 10 millimeter on the back here, and the 8 millimeter up here, and the screw should be undone on the alternator if you already took the belt off. I don't think it does matter, but yeah, you can just go and rip the alternator off here, and all we're left with is the crankshaft pulley. So this is an 11. It's an 11 for this crankshaft pulley. I do know a lot about cars from this game, actually, so I could probably build a motor. Like, not like make the fuel system and the timing right, but I could probably make the motor. Backfires and all that, but doesn't matter. So you should have taken the crankshaft pulley off with a 11 millimeter. Now we're going to grab a 6 millimeter for the timing cover, which is right here. We're going to go and take these bolts out. Take these bolts out right here. And so what people forget about when they build their motor is to go and correctly align the camshaft with the block and the distributor. So how you're supposed to do this is you're supposed to take off the timing chain, and you're supposed to go and basically grab a 10 millimeter and go and spin this until this dot lines up with the one on the block. You absolutely have to make sure they're aligned. If it's off by like an inch, guys, it literally goes and messes up your rocker shaft, and everything is gonna break on your thing. I'm not lying. I've had it happen to me before. It was off by like an inch, and I put the motor back together, and it started spitting and sputtering all over the place out of time. So it's better to just do it right than have to go back in there and do it again. So you're gonna grab a 10 millimeter to go and take off the camshaft gear, and just take that out. Now we are on the side of the cam. I believe these are either a 5 millimeter or a 6 millimeter, because the camshaft is very small. Yep, it is a 5 millimeter that you're going to be using to take out the camshaft. The camshaft is one of the hardest things to put in this motor, besides the pistons and the crank. But now what you guys have to do is grab either a 7 or an 8. Let me see real quick. Choose a 7. I usually go for the smaller numbers first, and then I go for the bigger numbers, because if the bolt looks small, then I'm going to go for small ones. It's a 7. Right, hold on. Make sure I'm not lying to you guys. It's 5, 6, 8. Yeah, this is a 7. So the 7 is to take off the oil pan, but no, I'm going to take off all this first. Hold on. I'm not going to move on to the transmission until this oil pan's off. Even though you would take off the transmission first, you should just do the oil pan. The oil pan has bolts going all around it, and one underneath the starter, which everyone forgets about when they put their motor together. And it goes and leaks all over the place because you have a leak with your oil pan. So, yeah, there's a bolt in each corner right here of the oil pan. You can see it. These are usually the two bolts everyone forgets about when reinstalling their oil pan or taking it off. But after that, this thing should come off, and now we have the crank right here. Right here. So after this, since you already have a 7 millimeter, you can go and take off the fuel pump on this side of the motor. Just go and loosen it. It has 2 bolts. And now that can be placed right there. So after this, you can go and move on to removing the transmission and the starter. So transmission is held up right here, and you could just go and do all the bolts right here holding it in. So those are the only 7 bolts on the front. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bolts holding it in. And now you can remove the starter with 2 bolts right here. There's one here, then one on this side. In real life, I want to know how you would get this starter in, but yeah. So the starter is held in with 2 7 millimeter bolts. There's a lot of 7 millimeter for the oil pan. The only 7 millimeter we have right now is this oil pan and the transmission. Those share the same bolts. I'm gonna make sure these are loosened. And those basically share the same bolts as along with the starter. So now we can go and grab a 6mm bolt. If you guys want to see your flywheel or spinning while the motor is running, you can leave the inspection cover off. And that's basically what holds it in when you put in the transmission. You put the inspection cover on and then you tighten down the bolts right here. But there is 6mm holding in this drive gear right here that we should go and remove. And then I'm going to be making a video on how to go and rebuild the motor again. So, come on. Yeah, get it. So, this is all 6mm. Take this off. You serious? Come on. Trips. I'm not gonna sing it. I'm not gonna sing it. That's the one bolt on the bottom I always forget about. Okay. So now that the drive gear is off, we can now go and get a 10mm for this side mounting to the motor. So we get this one. And we can go and remove the whole transmission. So now what you guys are left with is the, oh, yeah, that is definitely blown. You can tell. Because there's no, literally there's no straight hole. It's completely blocked off as you see. So that motor is, yeah, it's done. So that's where we're rebuilding this motor. And I'm going to shove it back in my car and it's going to run. So you got to grab a 6mm to take off the clutch. There's bolts all around here that you can take off. In order for you to try to buy a new clutch, you actually need to take off everything off the clutch. So, including the clutch cover plate and everything that holds the clutch together. Brick. Hold on. What I'm looking for is the clutch cover plate, clutch pressure plate, and the clutch disc. They're no longer here, so they should be all stacked on top of each other right here. Put these over here. These are cover plates and the clutch. Put that all right there. You guys shouldn't have lost it like I did, but if you did, it's okay. The flywheel is not the same bolt size as the clutch. It's a 7, I believe. Yeah, I'm getting these bolt sizes, man. So this is a 7mm for the flywheel. This game is literally as realistic as possible. If something isn't right with your motor, it's not going to run. If something's breaking on your motor, it will tell you that something's breaking. Not literally, but like it will break. So now you take off the engine plate cover and the flywheel. I don't know why there's bolts still on there, but now we are left with the crank. This is the only thing holding in the motor now. And now looking at the crank, it does look perfectly intact. If you guys had pistons like I don't, wait, I'm missing every single one of my main bearings holding in my crank. Jesus, okay. Since there's no main bearings, there would usually be 9mm. Right here, there would be 3 main bearings with 9mm on them. And you would have to go and loosen all of them to get this crank out. But since I blew the motor and the bearings went everywhere, I don't know where they are. And hold on, let me check this motor out real quick. Yep, and the crankshaft is bent. Okay. But the pistons are 7mm. I have a 7mm. So you can just remove the pistons. And Boom. Done. The whole block is disassembled. This is the only good piston left. Hold on, I might have spoke too soon. No, it's actually still the good. So now that we have the whole engine disassembled and literally my life is on the floor right now, like every single part is on the floor. Is there a hole in my oil pan? There is a hole in my oil pan. Jesus. Gangster. Car's a straight gangster. Look at it. We need no holes in the oil pan. Okay, yeah. Now that the motor is completely disassembled, you guys want to look around just to make sure everything. What is this? Everything, like, literally, I'm talking everything is off this motor, else you will not. It will glitch and tell you that there's not. That you guys will get annoyed at yourself because, like, you'll go into the shop and then the block won't be there. So I've done it before. It's very annoying. We got this done in 21 minutes, dude. I'm happy that I disassembled the motor in 21 minutes, along with talking. Pretty sure I could get it done in 10 minutes if I wasn't talking, like just focusing, but I need to help you guys out, so yeah. Now that the motor is disassembled completely and you've checked it, you can go and either, I would have bring a car with me. You want to make sure Flotari is open. If he's not open, I would recommend going and like maybe drinking beer and get tired and then go sleep and wait for him to open, so then you can go buy some new parts and place them inside the motor. So we're gonna go to sleep and see if he's open in the morning. I'm hungry. Hold on. So now, if you guys were doing this at your house, you would have to drive all the way to Flatari's, and I know if it's not open, you're gonna get mad. But luckily, I timed this right, and he's open. So
Terve, terve. Mikä
if you
oli
guys know what you need,
pojalla
like if you guys
mielessä?
know what you want, like, oh yeah,
Onks toi
my
niinku
fuel pump is not
auto
working, or my
vai
water
onks
pump's
toi
not
niinku
working, or my alternator
leikkikalu?
is not working, or my
Mä en oo ihan varma.
starter is
Ei kun hei
broken.
hei hei, eihän tää
Oh my god.
tämähän on mopo, eiks ookin?
If those parts aren't working on your car, I would recommend replacing them and going and buying only what you need. But if you're like me and you literally blew the whole oh shoot. I don't need a new transmission though. Oh, but whatever. But if you're like me and you blew up the whole transmission and like everything, you would have to buy everything on that rack. But if stuff is not showing up that's supposed to be showing up, like certain things aren't showing up, then you have like a problem. Come on. I wonder where my block is. Trips that you So what I'm gonna do now is just go and save because I have disassembled everything, and we are gonna go and save real quick. And this is not gonna come to an end because I'm gonna be assembling this motor in this video too. And then I'm gonna make a separate video of me putting in because I want to put you guys on the edge on purpose. So yeah. I'm gonna go make this video and then I'm gonna assemble the motor, and then right when I'm gonna get to put that motor back in, I'm gonna end the video and then we're gonna go and make a new one with me putting it in. So what I'm gonna do is just go right here. I'm doing something that you guys can't see. So I'm not gonna say it, I'm not gonna say it, I'm not gonna say it, I'm not gonna say it. Hold on. Yeah, everything is fixed on here, so I don't know. Whoa, that's a little weird. Sorry guys, I was like silent for a long time. I was looking at some files real quick. I was looking through my summer car editor real quick and just yeah, it's working out for me just fine. So I believe I bought new bearings. I think I did. So we're just gonna go and check. Just gonna turn those lights on so you guys can see it. I don't know why my motor hoist keeps disappearing. It's really weird. Items, motor hoist with my block on it. Oh no, I have holes in my block. Might as well go replace it.
No terve, terve. Mikä oli pojalla mielessä? Kyllä toi aika hirveetä skeidaa on, kun mä katon tätä sun
Okay,
rusinapullaas
so now
tässä,
that we have all the parts
mutta
that we need because they're all replaced,
jos me tietty
we
hinnat
can go and
sovitaan,
start
niin ehkä me saadaan
reassembling the
tästä,
motor.
no sanotaan
And now we have to go
rusinapulla.
through a pile of stuff. But if you guys made like a nice neat pile and you're like, yeah, I want to go and maybe try to go and put the motor back on. But yeah. Where is my block? Did I pay? Yeah, I don't think I paid. Now that he has given me the power of him, oh my god. Just so you guys know, Flatari is really annoying because sometimes he won't like let you buy things. You have to go like at a certain angle. It's super stupid. I don't know. Is the new block on there yet? It's gone. Okay. Where is it? Did it spawn behind here? No. Flatari, where did you put my block, bro? Where's my motor? Where's the block? Why can I never find anything, man? Come on. We go to engine parts. We need a block. Can I have my block? Where's my block? I really don't know where most of my motor parts are. It's kind of weird. It'd be nice if I can find out where my motor is. Perfect! Right on the ground. Literally. Okay, I'm gonna get this like motor hoist high up so I can go and place the block on something. I don't know what size the motor hoist is though. I'll have to figure that out in a minute. So we're gonna go and grab the block, place it on something high so I can put this motor hoist back in. And it falls straight through. Nice. I'm not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. Try not to get copyrighted, but I really want to listen to music though. Can I place the motor like on the side of the G Fuel? I can. Good to know. Good to know. Now we have to go and like purposely spam this thing real quick. Hold up. That's as high up as I can go? Oh, come on. I could probably put it inside the car. Hold up. I could probably put it inside the Hayosiko. I kind of do have to use the restroom, but whatever. I'm gonna wait until I can get this video done. Because the more time I waste, the more viewers I lose. So that's how much that motor weighs? Can I have a beer case real quick? I need like a beer case to go and hold it up with. Jesus, I am thirsty. I don't need anything now. Can I like... What can I... Do I have anything in my car? I don't have anything. I need to hold the motor up with something though. Let's do the battery. Maybe the battery will help me out. No, this is a dead battery. Because the good batteries in my car. Okay. Let's place this like... never mind. Is that how much? Oh my god. Can you... Stop it. Is this how much that motor weighs? Yep, it weighs a couple pounds. It's a little big boy. Okay. Now, we grab this. It really shouldn't take this long. Okay. Baby, and I'm back and I'm working. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is just try to go and get this motor on the hoist. Because I really, really don't want to go and have to build this motor on the ground and then have to go and get the hoist and put it in. I'd rather just have to go and get the hoist and then connect it to the motor and just be done. Someone down in the comments tell me what I can and can't paint. They got to put the cylinder head on. So, I guess we're going to get started on this motor in the floor and we'll leave the motor hoist right here. Sorry for wasting 10 minutes of your guys' time trying to figure out where my motor block was and everything. Okay. It's easier to do it on the ground sometimes because, like, to put the crank in and everything is really hard. I'm going to walk, like, right here. And I'm going to go and spawn in the main bridge 1, 2, and 3, wherever those are. They're all right here. Okay. So what we want to do first is, I think we bought a new crank. Did we? Did we buy a new crankshaft or not? Yeah, we did. Okay. So we're going to go and grab a new crank. I don't know where my water pump is. Can I guess I gotta find that. I gotta find that water pump soon, but put the main bearing on. I'm gonna go and spray paint my block real quick. Okay, we can go and spray paint the block black. And you guys want to go grab your main bearings, the ones I was talking about that are really hard to put in. What bearing is this? Bearing 2. So it should go in the middle. Okay. You guys, depending on what bearing the bearing is, like bearing 2 is probably the easiest one because you know where it is going to be. It's going to be in the middle. Bearing 3 and 1 are really hard to find out where they're going to go. Okay. Now that we're going to go put these bearings in, we could probably start installing the crank after we put the bearings in. But, okay, so now that the main bearings are in, we can open up our spanner set and grab a 9mm. A 9mm. And put these in here. Make sure to tighten them down really well because if they're not tightened down, sometimes the car won't start. It's really weird. Like there's not the crank is not spinning consistently in the like straight, so that like makes it's really weird. Just tighten them all down. It's really hard when I explain stuff, but if you just do what I say, you'll get a running motor after this video. So you want to grab your pistons now, and if you notice each one of them is numbered, so wherever you placed the main bearings, like main bearing 1 and 3. So if 3 was right here, which that is 3, 3 is where there's like the gears on the end. 3 is this way. So therefore piston 4 would be in that hole, piston 3, piston 2, and then piston 1. So if we're going to do piston 1, I would flip it sideways and put the piston in like this. We're going to go and place the piston. Not as easy as it looks, okay? Yeah, so that's okay, that's piston 1. You basically gotta kind of hover them. It's really weird. You gotta hover the pistons, kind of weird. Um, this is piston what? Piston 3. So I would recommend doing it from the top of the motor if it's easier. I think it is a little easier from the top of the motor. Yep, it's a lot easier from the top of the motor. So do it from the top of the motor, not the bottom, and just kind of hover them across it. I guess I'm gonna have to buy another water pump. I kind of lost the other one. The alternator is on the table, so I'm gonna put the rocker and everything on here. I do not believe the rocker is tuned, so that's the sad part about it. Actually it might be tuned because I've placed it in there before, but just in case, we're gonna check it out. This is piston number 4. We're gonna go grab this and place it inside the car. This might be a long video, but hey, it's gonna help you guys out a little bit. Yeah. That's a lot easier to place these pistons on. I remember when I first started playing the game and I built the Satsuma, the pistons were like like literally impossible to place in. You had to like go and like put out the motor on the table and like flip it a certain degree, and then wouldn't go in. So you would like put the piston like another hole, and then it would finally work. It was weird. Yeah, but that's now I kind of made it easier for us to go and put these pistons in here. Okay, so now after you placed all the pistons in here, you want to grab a number 7 spanner size. We're going to place it all in here. And you're just going to tighten everything down. Each piston needs to be tightened down completely, or else you guys know what, it won't start. So, make sure you tighten all these down. Just go and double check to make sure they're completely tightened down. And once you're completely sure with yourself and you feel like you're okay with it, you can put the stuff back on. But you make sure you tighten every single piston with the number 7. But yeah. Okay, So now after every single bolt is tightened inside the crankcase and everything looks like it's in order. Yep, everything is in order right here. You can go and grab the oil pan, which is on the table in here. Or not. I do not know where my oil pan is. Clutch disc. Yo, why are my parts like literally flying across the room? I'm confused, dude. Okay, so I gotta go and find my oil pan now because that's where my clutch disc was, and now the oil pan's gonna be in like an incredibly difficult spot. Oh my god. Where is... Okay, so that's where my water pump... I'm just gonna buy a new one. I really am just gonna go get more money after this, so... Don't need new pistons, I already have them in there. Okay, I definitely need a new rocker. Can I have my... Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so... I do think you can paint everything, so... You can't paint the oil pan, I'm gonna be mad. You can paint the block and everything, but... Of course you can't. Of course you can't paint it. So after this, you want to go and grab the oil pan and grab a 7. Yeah, it's a 7, right? Yep. Grab a 7mm and tighten every single bolt down. I recommend doing this before doing the top of the motor because if you're like me, that last bolt by the starter can really get you into losing a lot of oil. I have done it before. It's really, really annoying when you're driving and you just have no oil. So make sure you go and do this before you start building the top of the motor. I would build the bottom of the motor first and then work your way up. It's a lot easier to do it when you're working up. So this bolt right here is a little hidden. I was about to miss it right now, but yeah. Now you're going to grab a 13mm after. So after you go and tighten everything down right here and it looks okay, you can go and place it like that and go and grab your head gasket. We're not going to start putting the head on, the head and everything. We're going to put that on a little later, but the head gasket is pretty important to do when you're building it because like me, you'll probably forget. And it's really, really annoying when you forget things and you don't know where you put them. So I'd rather do the head gasket right now than have to do it later. So after you put that head gasket on, you can go to this side of the motor where you will be greeted with the gears. You want to go with the gear part of the motor and get the camshaft. And you gotta go and put it right there. Now you gotta get a 5mm for this camshaft. And then after you get the camshaft, you want to get the cam gear. Look at this 5mm in here. And then you can get the cam gear. And yeah, you can go and get a 10 after. Okay, so here is literally the hard part for some people is to line up the cam. So what you want to do is zoom in a little bit and you wanna kind of... So you see this like indentation on the cam gear and then the indentation on the block? You want to go and line these up literally like like if it's off by like a centimeter, this thing is going to start backfiring at you. So you want to go and get it... I'm gonna paint this motor again. Hold on. I want to see if it's like correct. Go to the store. You guys know how to do this. Like if you're comfortable on how you align your camshaft, then that's completely fine. Then if it starts breaking, it's your fault, not mine.
Nuorisotiski ja
So
tiskit
don't blame it
koneeseen.
on me, or else I'm gonna get mad that you're asking me about it after I've told you in the video that you could literally do whatever you want as long as you're happy with it. But apparently you're not happy with how you built your motor, or like me, you exploited your motor and you want help. So, yeah. I I could just go to the repair shop. Control 9. Yep, that is where everything is. So control 9 is where um so you go control 9 and now we can go and paint this red, make it a little easier to see. I don't know. I don't think it's lined up. Hold on. I get skeptical about this, man. I get really skeptical about this because if it's not right, it literally ruins like an $1,000 part. So, okay, now that looks okay. I'm happy with that. That can work. That can literally work for me. If it starts sputtering and backfiring or blows up the rocker shaft when you start it, then you know that that's the source of the issue. So after this, you want to go and grab the you got to put the timing chain back on, then you got to go grab the timing cover. Put this thing on. Then grab a 6mm to go and tighten down the timing cover. So so perfect. So now that the timing cover, the oil pan, the crankcase, and everything is built right there, you can go and grab your water pump.
No terve,
Oh
terve. Mikä oli
my god, can you
pojalla
stop talking to me
mielessä?
every time I walk into your shop?
Ei oo kyllä kulta mikä täällä kiiltää. Kyllä se on ehkä
Okay.
optimismi
So,
ja haaveet, mitkä sulla niinku kiiltää, että toi
can
auto
you like
jää.
Oo, ei
shut
jaksa
up?
kattoo sun
Thank you.
naamaas.
So, we can go and grab a 7mm and tighten down the water pump. Recently I just replaced this belt on this car, so it's brand new. But if you guys haven't already got a belt, then you need to go and get the belt on. Now you want to go and grab the water pump pulley, and it is a 7mm, same millimeter as the other one. And now you can just go and tighten all this down. Has 4 bolts on here. So now you can go and have that on there. Now you can go and grab the I forgot what this pulley is called. Crankshaft pulley. And I'm just going to paint this because I want to paint it. Okay. So it matches the block. And now you can go and put the crankshaft pulley on there with an 11mm. So now that's on there. You can go and grab the cylinder head now. And if you guys didn't take anything off of the cylinder head, or you're just building the cylinder head, if you're like in the garage and you just started the game and you're just on YouTube looking how to build this motor, then you would grab I believe it is a 7. 7 millimeter. You grab a 7 millimeter. Please tell me. Nope, it's an 8 millimeter. Never mind. Grab an 8 millimeter. And you would go and grab the header. It's a like it looks something like this. And then you would grab the carburetor and put the air filter on top of the carburetor and then tighten this down in the block. But I've already done that, so you guys, if you're beginners, then you would just go grab the carburetor and the header and put it on the side of the motor. And you have to go make one trip to town to go and get spark plugs, oil, coolant, brake fluid, an alternator belt, 3 cans of brake fluid, alternator belt, and an oil filter. If you want to use a stock oil filter, it's completely fine, but I recommend using the oil filter from Tamon. He's more trustworthy. But now we can go and tighten down the cylinder head with a 7. The 7 millimeter for the cylinder head. You guys want to have to put the head gasket on, but if you already done that, then heads up to you. But just go and tighten everything. So just put a 7 millimeter on here. So now we can go and grab the rocker shaft. Place this on here with a 8 millimeter. I'm just looking forward to drive this motor again. Like, it's a little, it might be small, but it's kind of fun to drive it, you know? So the rocker shaft is going to be tightened down right here. So now that the rocker shaft is tightened with an 8 millimeter, you want to grab the rocker cover and cover the top of the motor. The rocker cover is in 7. It is a 7 millimeter for the rocker cover, and there are 6 bolts holding it in. Now this thing's starting to look like a motor again. Okay, so now that we have this in here, that is this side of the motor. So now we can go and do... My brother's playing Fortnite upstairs, so he's kind of annoying right now. Oh, shoot. You can go and flip the motor over on the side with the pulleys and grab the alternator, which I completely forgot about right now and was literally about to go and start reinstalling the other side. You want to grab the alternator right here. And my baby sister's crying. Aww. I love her to death, man. Okay, now we just want to go right here. Place, oof. We're going to go and place the alternator right here on this side. And you want to grab a 10 millimeter real quick. Okay, now you want to go and grab a 7 millimeter for the top that goes and tightens in right here. Then you want to go and grab your belt. It should look like this at the store, and you want to go and put it on. Okay, now you want to go and use the mouse wheel to go and make the alternator go out more. Because if you don't go and make the alternator tight with the belt, it will start squeaking, and then you won't have any power going to your battery because the alternator is just not even spinning. It's just sitting there, and it's basically like a little tensioner, but not moving at all. So it's kind of annoying, but if you do it, then you'll not have a squeaking annoying belt. But what you want to do is just go and tighten this up. I hate how every part is just rusty. I want to paint it all, you know? Show my true colors, man. So now that this side of the motor is built and it's has its belt on and everything, we can go and work on the distributor. So we could start working on the distributor and the fuel pump. I'm gonna start working on that. So what you guys want to grab next is the distributor, and this does matter on where you place the distributor, because sometimes the motor won't start. Yeah, this is. It has to have the correct angle, or else it won't fire correctly. That's not the correct angle, but if it's up a little bit, sometimes it does start. If it does, it it's really hard to get the angle wrong unless you're really trying to, but the car will still start, it just won't be at its full potential is how I can put it. But besides that, everything is in here is tightened, and you can now go and grab the fuel pump, which is right here. This little dugger. Go and put this inside the motor now. So now you want to grab a 7mm. Tighten this down. So now that that's on there, okay, so now we're gonna put this engine plate on the side of the, okay, put that on that side of the motor. So now you can go and put the engine plate on and then grab the starter. If you guys want to do the flywheel first, that's completely fine, but I would do the starter because the starter is like more easier to put in. I'm gonna grab the starter real quick. Now we can go and drop this bad boy in here. Boy, you better get yo. Okay, now I can go grab a 7 and tighten that up. Now you can go and grab put the flywheel on and tighten it down with a 7. This is a racing flywheel. The other flywheel should look different, but this is basically what starts the motor. I'm excited, man. We're almost there. So now we can put this back in here. Put the clutch together. You want to grab the the cover plate, the clutch disc, and then the clutch pressure plate. And then we got to put them all together and grab them, and then put them right on top of the flywheel. Grab a 6mm. I really don't think I want to see my motor spinning. It looks more professional when it's not, so I'm gonna go and put the inspection plate on. So we're gonna go in here, engine parts, engine parts. Parts 2, air filter, steel car, no, we're looking for engine parts 1. Okay, we can go control 6. My god. Are you serious? Okay, well, I'm not gonna unsave that, so. Please tell me the alignment's still the same. Okay, we gotta go and put them up. We gotta go put the car back together after, but. Get this bumper out of here. Go and. I was trying to go and get over to the apartment, but could have just teleported. Control 6. Me to tractor. So we're over here at the tractor. I'm looking for the inspection plate on the table. Right there. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry guys, this is an hour now. Yeah, but this is an hour-long video of me putting together that motor, so whatever. With 60 minutes of, usually it was me that messed up because I was messing around with the Satsuma and trying to teleport and make it not obvious that I was teleporting. Because I don't know, I don't like pulling up that menu all the time when I'm recording. It's just weird. It takes up the whole screen. But I honestly messed up the front of my car again. You saw how it just went flying because it teleported like a car to me, and it crushed the Satsuma. But hey, who cares? I really don't. It's a car, man. But I hate when the steering alignment's messed up on it. But here, you guys want to go and grab the inspection cover and put it on here to go and make the engine more official. Go and grab, and then put the transmission, the gearbox, right there, and go and grab a 7mm. So go right here and tighten everything down. Oh my god. So just tighten all these bolts down, and go and grab the drive gear. Then grab a 6mm and put this in here. Just tighten everything down, man. Tighten this down with a 6mm. You want to tighten down this drive gear right here. Did I? Please don't say the race exhaust fell out of here. Now that all that's tightened in there, you can go and grab a 10mm. And you notice that you have no more parts to put on the motor. And that's where my race exhaust went. Okay. After you have done this, you can go and grab the motor hoist. Oh shoot, I forgot to tighten the drive gear. Hold on. Hold on. We gotta backtrack a little bit. Okay, if I didn't tighten that, that would be bad. I'm glad I caught that. Now we can. Oh, I almost forgot the air filter, the oil filter. You gotta put this oil filter on, right here. If you don't put that on, you're not gonna have any oil. So now that we are done, okay. It's probably bad for me to be dropping the motor like 6 times now, but really, who cares? Okay, so now that the motor is in place, I can go and grab this. I don't know what millimeter the engine hoist is. Let me find out real quick. So, try an 8. We gotta go right here. Tighten these. Gotta loosen these real quick, man. Is that 9? Is that? Oh my god, this is annoying. I wasted 10 more minutes, man. This is hard, bro. This is very hard. I'm just gonna take this whole spanner set with me. Screw it. Taking the spanner set, ratchet set, whatever it is. I am not just. I just want this motor in this car, man. It's really all I want right now. Grabby. You grab this. You can grab a 9. Okay, hold on. 9, isn't it? What is this, bro? Is it a 10? I really, really have a problem, man. Can I just get this motor on the hoist? Oh god, my fuel tank's all the way over there. Okay, well, I was gonna show you guys how to put the motor in, but it's honestly it's too long. I'm not gonna put this video to an end yet. Actually, I am. I'll just put the motor in on camera, off camera, and then I'll start it. Okay, thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please comment that you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. And comment what you want to see from this game or what you want to see on this channel in general, and I'll try to get it out there for you. Thank you for your guys' time and stay positive.